Hello, this is Jace. Let's talk about the idea of a civil war. I mean, doesn't matter about the uh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg dying. I mean, people going people going to do what they're going to do to provoke violence out of that, anyways. But if after elections, this is how I would do this. If there's violence or civil war coming up, I think you need to stock up on more medical supplies because if it's a civil war, we have no way of preventing the coronavirus get any larger because if civil war, people will be focusing on battlefield medicine supplies. I mean, if you're diabetic, stock up on your insulin. If you have any kind of medical issue, stock up on your medicine because it's not going to get. It's got to get the it be not to get to hard. It'd be hard to get. I mean, keep doing keep bathing on keep all that stuff you're doing now for the coronavirus because during a civil war, that virus is going to get bigger and larger unchecked because nobody people if people start making bullets and battlefield medicine instead of that. I mean, keep yourself healthy. Keep yourself healthy and keep yourself medical way. I mean, also try to stay away from battlefield areas because and always have during a civil war do if be a chameleon. Be a chameleon. Not don't be a gray man. Be a chameleon. You can be a chameleon. Can change his color of his skin anytime. Not change his color, but can fit in anywhere. I mean, if you're talking to somebody who's a Democrat, you sound Democratic to them. I mean, if you're not, this person sounds Republican. You're around people who's more Republican. You sound Republican. If you because you gotta be a chameleon to survive. Because you're going to want some supplies. And someone has a different political philosophy, or you have to sound like the person you're dealing business with. Oh, if somebody's Republican, oh, Trump, you say Trump is doing a good job. You're dealing with somebody who's a Democrat. Oh, he's not doing a good job. Then don't never tell anybody your true political opinion. Keep your political opinions to yourself. You don't fly a political flag during a civil war. True civil war. I mean, the Civil War of the 1860s was not a civil war. It was just two nations fighting out. The United States was like a Second American Revolution, but this Civil War coming is not like that Civil War, 1860s, because that's not a revolution. This is a political different. So I be a chameleon. If you're dealing with somebody who's religious, you sound so religious that they'll think, oh, this person's good whatever religion this is. You're talking, doing business with you. You fit in. You're safe. If you're an atheist, even if you're the atheist, you gotta be a chameleon because you want that supplies. You want to do business with somebody. Sometimes you gotta sound like a good old Christian. Just say thank God and thank God Jesus whatever. If you're Jewish, say thank Jehovah. If you're dealing with someone who's a Muslim, say praise Allah. You're a chameleon. You fit in, try to fit in with everywhere. for your survival. I don't talk about my political opinions or my religious opinions, but if you want to be a chameleon, nobody knows your real, true religious or political opinions. No one knows. If you're an atheist, if you're dealing with someone who's an atheist, you sound like an atheist. You sound like it. I mean, you're dealing with someone who's a Buddhist. You sound like a Buddhist. Oh, praise Buddha. You're not being fake. You're just a chameleon. You're changing your things. I mean, for your survival. Really, no one would. Being a chameleon, nobody knows your political opinions, your religious opinions, your whatever you are. They think you're one of them. You're blending in. Sometimes being a chameleon is better than being a gray man. It has more advantages. People, you're dealing with everybody, and they think you're on their side, but really, one side you're on, your own, your survival. Don't if you're bugging out, don't matter if you're bugging out in the woods or bugging out in an urban area or a rural area. Scavenge anything you can use. And also don't afraid to take advantage of free things. If a church has a clothing bank, taking advantage of it. Get free clothing. Soup kitchens, take care of that, because staying in a line for a free clothing bank or soup kitchens, you get to hear a lot more news. You just sit there and listen to everybody. Everybody talks. That's where you get the best information you can get. And especially in a time of war, civil war, you have to get more information. Sometimes best information you get by firsthand by dealing with people. That's one source you should keep. The radio is a second source you should have. Third is the internet, TV, and a CB. Just those CB ham radio too. You should use all the sources you can get for information. What's going on, troop movements. If the troops are moving in your area, you want to know that from every source you can get. Where you can get food, where you can get water. I mean, just where you can get supplies, because eventually supplies will run out. How long? Sometimes supplies runs out, and don't be afraid. If something breaks, you have to ghetto engineer it. Ghetto engineer, or create your own tools. Fix your things. Fix the things you need to fix. I mean, and I would recommend fortify your location. And that way you get sources of information from your neighbors, people you do neighbors, friends, and people you do business with. They are the best sources they can get. And also, just write down the information you have. If someone gives you information, you just keep it so you figure out where everything is. I mean, sometimes when a dog eat dog world, you gotta be not the dog. You got to be the top dog. You got to be the top dog. Sometimes, if you the old saying goes, if you want to run with the big dogs, you gotta learn to pee in the high grass. And so you want if you want to run with the big dogs like any other organizations, it's easy. I mean, I think some of these survival groups are going to get yourself killed in a civil war. I mean, once they fire on any armies, military group, they got to get killed and slaughtered. So stay away from. Stay with like homesteads and stuff. If you're homesteading, you if troops run out of food, you're a target. You're a target. I mean, because if they run out of food, you're a target. Your food supply is a target. Remember, this is a civil war. So troops are not afraid to raid civilians for supplies. Oh, you got chickens? Oh, I want chicken dinner. They'll take the chickens from you. So we gotta guard and fight. Sometimes, remember, you gotta be a chameleon. Sometimes you got to be defensive. Sometimes you got to be the gray man. You could be the gray man and the chameleon at the same time. I don't like the gray man because some of the people who are gray man, the gray backpack, you're standing out. I would have if I was going to be bugging out. I would not be. I don't want to be not to be noticed. Look like you're homeless. If you look like you're homeless, nobody's gonna bother you. The gray man, the gray backpack, you're gonna get caught. Real easy. You're gonna get caught. Oh, especially when some people who never got into prepping before the coronavirus watches all this stuff, got into it. They know that's you're sticking out like a sore thumb. Just get yourself a regular backpack from the sporting section or the school supply section, and you look like you. If they think you're homeless, the best way to get out of town, is people think you're homeless. You don't have nothing. So that's the best way. I mean, especially when you're on foot. Yes. Earn this. And also, if it's civil war, don't depend on the next supply coming into your city, your town. Get yourself a wild edibles book. Learn to eat wild edibles. There's a lot of wild food growing in cities, like dandelions. Sometimes you get if you find a bush of blackberries or wherever. Sometimes you gotta learn to find wild edibles in the urban areas, because if civil war, food lines going, food shortage and food lines. Learn to forage. Even people in rural areas should learn to forage too. I mean, a lot of good food out there. You know what you're looking for. I mean, if you start depending on supply lines of trucks and stuff like that, it's probably going to shut down because of the Civil War. Are you going to drive a truck full of supplies into a war zone? No. Especially if you're a civilian? No. So, I think people. I think you be a chameleon. It's the best thing. Just look out for yourself, your neighbors, your friends. Look out for people you do business with every day. I mean, so I think prepare for the wars. This is Jace. If you like my content, subscribe and share and like. And if wherever in the world you are, you have a good day, good night, bye.